In the arid heart of Egypt, where timeless tombs slumber beneath scorching sands, two intrepid explorers uncover a sinister secret. But when they awake a vengeful goddess, they'll learn that some doors are best left unopened. Our story begins among the majestic canyons of Luxor, where renowned archaeologist Dr. Aris Thorne prepares to unearth history's secrets. Accompanied by the enigmatic local linguist Zara, they venture deep into forbidden grounds where ancient curses linger. As the skies rumble with an ominous storm, Aris pushes forward. Despite the foreboding signs, he discovers a tomb sealed with blood-red hieroglyphs depicting a lion-headed goddess, Sekhmet, whose mere gaze is said to incinerate mortals. With arrogance fueled by fame, he brushes aside Zara's desperate pleas, believing her superstitions are clouding her judgment. This tomb isn't for the dead, she warns, but a prison for the cursed. Ignoring her fears, he uses explosives to force entry into the tomb. But as the dust settles, he realizes the consequences of his actions. Inside the tomb, an eerie, sickly green light pulses from the walls as murals depict priests coughing blood and eyes turning milky white. A horrifying stench of rotting copper fills the air. Carl's camera malfunctions, capturing strange, shadowy figures dancing in the static. Deeper inside, they find a mummy wrapped in gold, a plague mask fused to its face. The sight of this ghastly spectacle gives them the willies. But it's only when Ares removes the mask that a black dust explodes into his lungs. Coughing violently, he feels a dark energy seeping into his veins. And as he looks down, he sees blood forming into scarab shapes in his palm. Blood of the damned, whispers Zara. The priestess buried here, Neferet, was once a vessel of Sekhmet. But she betrayed the goddess, turning mortal. Now the goddess has reclaimed her vessel. As the first tendrils of darkness wrap around him, Ares stumbles back, desperate to escape. But the tomb seems to press in around him, the walls closing, sealing him within. Just as despair threatens to consume him, the passage opens again, offering a sliver of hope. He flees, collapsing just outside the tomb entrance. Gazing up at the stormy sky, he feels the cold touch of fear as realization dawns. The plague has taken root within him. Meanwhile, Carl vanishes into the raging storm, his muffled screams echoing across the barren landscape. Back at the tomb, Zara's black scarab amulet, a gift from her grandmother, cracks violently in her hands. The moment she received it, her grandmother had vanished without a trace. Was she consumed by the very curse they sought to uncover? But the ground trembles. The tomb entrance is rescaling itself with fresh, blood-spattered hieroglyphs. The walls close once more, swallowing Zara and the tomb's secrets anew. Aris, meanwhile, staggers out of the tomb seeking help. But as he searches for Carl, he finds only the camera. In the shifting sands, playing back the footage, they see mummified figures with bleeding eyes, writhing and clawing their way out of the tomb's cracks. The whispering ones, Zara says, trapped between life and death. They feast on the living, turning them into vessels for Sekhmet's rage. The horde pours out of the tomb, led by a towering figure swathed in bandages, its eyes burning with unholy fire. Together, they form a terrifying army of the undead, thirsty for new vessels to inhabit. Yet somehow the most terrifying part of it all is their wet, gurgling whispers, swarming and hissing in unison, weaving a chorus of madness that threatens to drive one insane. From somewhere deep within the earth, a guttural voice echoes. Sekhmet hungers. She hungers for blood, for pain, for despair, and those who stand against her will be consumed. Aris seeks refuge in a tent pitched nearby. Yet even here, Sekhmet's presence looms large. The sandstorm rages outside, mirroring the turmoil in his soul. And then it happens again. He hears voices, not his own, whispering in old Egyptian. Sekhmet hungers. She thirsts for vengeance. The words chill him to the bone, for they are not mere words, but a prophecy, a grim portent of what is to come. And then there's the blood, dripping from his mouth, forming a pool at his feet that writhes and pulsates like a living thing. It's a grotesque parody of life, a mockery of humanity. He struggles to understand what's happening to him, to escape the clutches of the ancient curse that seems determined to break him. But the longer he resists, the more he becomes like the very plague he seeks to defy. Just then, Zara appears, her face pale with urgency. She reveals a shocking truth. The mummy they encountered wasn't just a vessel, but a high priestess named Neferet, who betrayed Sekhmet. Her punishment, to become the goddess's eternal vessel, forever trapped between life and death. And now the curse is spreading, turning the living into vessels for Sekhmet's rage. Zara explains that the plague thrives on fear, doubt, and disbelief. The more people deny its existence, the more it grows, turning their blood into carriers of the curse. It's a terrifying realization, a sobering reminder that sometimes the greatest monsters are the ones we cannot see. But as the nightmare unfolds, Zara also shares a glimmer of hope. According to legend, the curse can be stopped by banishing the goddess back to the underworld. But it requires immense power and unwavering belief. Armed with this knowledge, Aris faces a harrowing choice. Will he succumb to the growing darkness within him, or will he rise to the challenge and banish the plague forever? With the fate of the world hanging in the balance, he must confront his deepest fears and the whispers of Sekhmet's wrath. But as the darkness closes in, can he summon the strength and courage needed to save them all, or will he become another victim of the tomb that breathes? Now, trapped in a relentless cycle of torment, Arya must navigate treacherous paths and confront the embodiment of chaos and destruction itself. But as the plague's grip tightens, can Arya unlock the secrets of the tomb before it consumes him entirely? And yet, even as the darkness threatens to engulf them, there is a flicker of defiance. Zara draws upon her ancient heritage, wielding the last of her grandmother's amulet, drawing protective hieroglyphs in her own blood. But as Sekhmet's horde closes in, their blood-chilling whispers echoing in the night, can these symbols truly hold back the tide of darkness? For in the depths of this forsaken tomb, the battle for humanity's fate is reaching its final, most terrifying climax. As the whispers grow louder and the darkness threatens to consume everything, one chilling question echoes through the desolate halls. Who will rise victorious from the shadows of the tomb that breathes? But in the end, the curse proves too powerful. Turning on Zara, his eyes blazing with a terrifying new power, he reveals the terrible truth. "We are the vessels," he rasps, his voice distorted and inhuman. "Join us." Sekhmet demands vessels. And so the nightmare continues, perpetuated by those who fall prey to its clutches. And so the terror reigns supreme, leaving behind a trail of devastation and despair. And in the eerie silence that follows, there's a single sound that pierces the quiet. The blood-soaked bandages of the Whispering Ones rustle ominously, a chilling reminder of the curse's enduring grip. Dawn breaks over the barren landscape, revealing the aftermath of the plague's relentless rampage. But amidst the destruction, a single figure flees, covered in Arias's blood, determined to escape the clutches of the curse. The tomb's entrance, however, has resealed itself, fresh blood hieroglyphs spilling over the entrance like a macabre waterfall. As she gazes upon the horrifying spectacle, a single blood scarab crawls under her skin, a silent testament to the curse's unrelenting persistence. Yet, the most haunting revelation comes a week later in a museum storage room. Here, amidst forgotten relics, Arya's recovered plague mask is displayed, its eye holes oozing black liquid. The very mask that unleashed the curse now taunts its victims with a promise of unending torment. For within its hollow gaze, lies a glimpse of the eternal nightmare that awaits those who dare to awaken it. And so the curse of the tomb that breathes persists, its malevolent spirit lingering in the shadows, waiting for its next unsuspecting victim. It is I, Sekhmet, the goddess of vengeance, and my wrath shall consume all who oppose me. Remember, all tombs open, eventually.